My name's Ron Ashtiani, and I'm the creative director for The Realm.
And I'm Tom Surtees, and I'm the technical director. So, two main characters are Serena and Toros. So Serena is a girl who's raised in this village on the outskirts of this forest, and she's kind of coming of age. So she's beginning to sort of wanting to explore her environment. It's starting to be a bit rebellious. Maybe she's a bit foolhardy even, but she's a smart girl, her heart's in the right place, and she's like one of the characters that we follow. And
Yeah, and the other character is Toru, who is best described as a giant stone rock monster. He's basically, Serena goes on her epic journey to find the flower to save her mother, and on the way she discovers a gigantic rock golem who is very different from her. I mean, she's very driven, she's very intelligent, but he's actually quite a simple creature. He's from another time. He's an elemental being, and he doesn't really know anything about the world. He just basically knows that he's alone in the forest, and he meets Serena, and she's the first anybody he's met in a long time, in thousands of years. So he's just really pleased to have met someone, and we'll, as the story progresses, without giving the whole thing away, they become very good friends. He will do anything for her.
Yeah, and I think really the realm at the moment is really about her story. I mean, that's what's driving it, but there's a whole kind of sub story which is we can explore maybe later, or within it, which is what is his story? Yeah. Where did he come from? And I think that's a really interesting angle there, where we can somehow tie these story threads together.
That's the second Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah. We'll try and get this one done.
Let's get this one done first. Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an adventure game, and an adventure game is not an adventure if there isn't peril and there isn't some fear in that world. So you have to have that, but at the same time, we wanted to move away from the typical, games industry thing of like zombies and like, post-apocalyptic universes and, greys and browns and all the rest of it. I mean, I've done that, and it's great fun, but there's only so many times you should do it. We wanted to cover new ground. And so with The Realm, we wanted to capture, it's a future universe, it's the distant future, but it's also, the end of the civilization of man. Nature has reclaimed the world. There are pockets of humans left, but they've gone back to like, the tribal ways. They're hunting, they're gathering, and the world is just beautiful. Nature's reclaimed it. You've got greenery everywhere. The cities are just really, it's almost like when you look at the old Mayan cities, and they're now covered in like forest and greenery. That is what's happened to our Western society. It's a distant myth. The people of that era don't really know what happened.
There's a lot of mystery around that, as what did happen to mankind, and I think that's something we can have fun exploring, that kind of backstory and how that interplays with the game. And I really liked the idea that this idea of the people left behind, not just their buildings, but maybe also pieces of technology and stuff, that in this basically a kind of a fantasy environment, there's still this kind of hint of technology in there. Is it really magic, or could it be like some technology? And I know this is something that we're kind of a bit of, maybe, I don't know if a disagreement, but maybe slightly.
No, it's not that. I mean, it's the basically we're at the cusp of, in Tolkien's books, for example, they're set in a time before our time. Do you know what I mean? And there's obviously going to be a transition point. And I think that's what this transition point is. It's transitioning from the age of science and the age of technology back to the age of mythology and magic, really. And that's what we're seeing. And then we're blurring the lines between, well, if you're steeped in the world of mythology and mysticism, how do you view technology? And so that's where that comes from. And I think it's going to be fun. We're going to have some fun we've got elemental creatures, we've got magic, we've got fantasy, and we've got sci-fi, and we've got technology, and that's great because we've almost got twice the stuff.
something for everyone.
Yeah, something for everyone, exactly. It's going to be cool.
well, obviously the graphics is going to be the first thing that everyone notices, and everyone first comments about it is like, wow, this just looks fantastic. So that's one thing, but I think it's going to be so much more than that when people actually get to play with it, because like any game, it's more than the sum of its parts. And I think once we get like Rich's music in there, and we see some of our gameplay ideas and the really cool stuff that we want to get in there come to life, whereas hopefully it's going to be the most like, wow,